What do Foals and Machine Gun Kelly have in common? One has just released an absolute banger of an album, the other one's a fucking twit of drinking blood. Today, the Foals, Life is Yours.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Indie Miners. Ben and Al with you here, and today we'll be looking at the Foals' latest album, Life is Yours. How you going, mate? Everything all right down in Tassie?
G'day, mate. Yeah, look, pretty cold. Got the fire on down here, mate. Looking forward to the reviewing this album to warm us up.
Sounds wonderful. Well, look, I'm going to get right stuck into the rundown about this album. So the Foals have been around for quite a while now. So their first album was in 2008. The members of the band had a lot of things going even before then, especially in the areas of math rock. So they do come up with various styles coming into this particular band. It's their seventh album. It goes for about 40 minutes, which is a little bit on the longer side for me. In terms of what the stats are saying, though, it is a very much a dancey, very positive, up and about album, and that's really indicative of a lot of the key stats that we're seeing. Interestingly enough, and this is sort of, we'll get a little bit more into this as we go through the review, but a lot of the more danceable tracks seem to be at the very beginning of the album. It does drop off a little bit, but coincidentally, the energy also increases. So there's a little bit more intensity as you go through the album, less danceability tracks, but overall you can actually see that it's done by the same band. In terms of similar albums, and look, please feel free to make some comments if there are, if you agree, disagree. The algorithm is suggesting that there's actually a remix album by Diana Ross that is very similar in the types of things that it's coming out with. And I had the opportunity to check out that album, and I thought I could definitely see where that was coming from. So, Al, that's basically the rundown and the stats, mate. What did you think? What did you think of the rundown? Gee, that's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think my favourite point of that is the similarity to Machine Gun Kelly. I can't exactly see Giannis drinking his partner's blood and trying to get famous for that kind of stuff. He's a bit of a knob jockey, really, isn't he? But really, it's an absolute banger of an album. I think this is tailored for places like Brighton, where they're going to perform live, or I think recently have performed live. And the fact that it's 65% higher danceability than their previous stuff was exactly what Giannis and the boys were trying to achieve when they were creating an album coming out of COVID, with that idea of let's fucking have it, let's bloody dance this place together and get on with it, mate. So what do you think?
Yeah, same. Look, and the guys have come out and said that they've made an album that was really casting their minds and attention back to when they were a little bit younger, getting on the gas before going out, getting some music going, getting pumped up, and that's really what you see from the first 5 songs. It is very much reminds you of some of those days that you would have a few beers with your mates. You put on a get up and go type of an album before you go out, and then you're on and you're out about town. So really enjoyable with regards to that. I always really enjoyed the I guess the funk and the little bits and pieces that they were able to sort of bring into the mix, which is very much part of the Foals DNA. Al, with that in mind, what would you see as being your top 3 tracks if you wanted to rank them in a 3-2-1 order?
Yeah, look, I struggled initially. Originally, with the first few songs that were, of course, kind of singles, I thought, oh, yeah, that's going to be pretty easy. But I actually ended up going with some later songs. Crest of the Wave came in at number 3 for me, very closely followed by 2 a.m., which didn't quite get in the top 3. Number 2 was lead single Wake Me Up, which was released a while ago. But number 1 is the absolute banger, taking us back 21 years, 2001. I just think it's an absolute cracker of a song. The film clip that goes along with it is really supportive of that whole, time. You and I probably remember 20 years ago, young, free and single, no kids, and just having a great time. And about the 3-minute mark where it changes into that kind of dream pop kind of stuff, where you've obviously kind of smoked a little wacky backy out the back and just chilling out on some beach, mate. That's my top three. What are your thoughts on
Oh,
the
mate,
album?
that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah, look, I think that they're about right, mate. I thought that the first five albums, the five songs in particular, were all pretty good. I like the way that Life Is Yours goes into Wake Me Up, goes into 2 a.m., and finally sort of that short song, Summer Sky, after 2001. It was a real cracking first five songs, but it does still continue on. And yeah, I certainly agree with what you've got now. Looking to move on and laying our cards on the table, so to speak, what do we say is our final verdict there, mate?
Yeah, look, I've gone number 4 out of 5, based solely off the fact that what they were trying to achieve. It's completely different to a lot of their other albums, and like Giannis has said in recent interviews, they are an era band. So not many fans of the band will have a definite album that they kind of love. I think they are. They've got such a huge following because each album has a different approach, a different style. But this album, mate, I think has so many songs that could slip into their live set. And all of a sudden, you've got previous tracks like Mountain at My Gates, My Number, all smashing into what will be an awesome set live, making him possibly one of the biggest bands in the world right now. What did you give it, mate?
Yeah, look, I sort of tend to agree. Look, I'd love to see, especially the first five tracks seen live. I could sort of see them all done in order, and it'd be fantastic in an arena setting. And listen to some of their tracks from the previous albums. You can definitely see that it is part of their DNA, but they have sort of amped things up a little bit. I'm giving it 3 3/4. I was thinking about 4 stars as well. Look, it isn't probably quite my particular genre, but having said that, there's always albums when we're sitting around with friends and we're looking for an album that is more of sort of a maybe a get up and go style album versus one that's sort of a bit more sort of a down and out and something you'd listen to if you're sitting by yourself. So I reckon I could see myself bringing that album out, just sort of again getting the party going with that. So very much an enjoyable listen. So that is the Foals' Life Is Yours. That wraps up another episode of Indie Miners. Please look to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, and let us know if there's an album you would like us to look at. So until next time, bye for now, and thank you for watching.